Trump just hurled a thinly veiled and disgustingly insulting threat at Maxine Waters. President Trump crossed another serious line this morning when he launched a vaguely threatening and disgustingly offensive attack on prominent Trump critic Representative Maxine Waters over her statements this weekend. It all began this weekend when the owners of the Red Hen restaurant in Virginia refused service to White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, not because of the color of her skin, but for the content of her vacuous character. The embattled press secretary took to her own Twitter to comment on the situation like an angry 40-something ranting in a Yelp review, ignoring the irony that she celebrated the SCOTUS ruling on the Masterpiece Bake Shop, which effectively gave a thumbs up to discrimination based on sexual orientation just 2 short weeks ago. Opinions on the matter varied, because heaven forbid Democrats unilaterally rally around an issue without playing devil's advocate for the literal devil, but one voice rang out above the others over the weekend. That voice belonged to Representative Maxine Waters, the brassy individual who has been one of the most consistent anti-Trump voices since his inauguration. Representative Waters called on members of the resistance to make it so that members of Trump's administration who lie on the regular, Huckabee Sanders, defend his concentration camps, Secretary Nielsen, be treated the same as they treat the American public. None of these individuals deserve a comfortable day of leisure as they actively work to undermine American democracy and gleefully toss children in cages. Kids are still lost to the government. The stock market took another dangerous drop on Monday morning, and the Trump tax plan is seeing its lowest approval rating so far at a measly 34%. So of course Trump used his incredible power and influence to call for an attack on Waters in another poorly written tweet. Congresswoman Maxine Waters, an extraordinarily low IQ person, begins his nearly incoherent call to hatred, has become, together with Nancy Pelosi, the face sick of the Democrat Party sick. Erroneously capitalizing the word face in the midst of calling another person low IQ beautifully shows off Trump's single-digit IQ. He then goes on to assert that Waters called for harm against his supporters, which is not at all what she said over the weekend. She never said to raise a hand to Trump supporters. She simply encouraged her fellow progressives to make sure that an administration built on pure evil doesn't get to enjoy the spoils of their taxpayer-funded lifestyle and experience the same sense of otherness they are actively trying to write into law. He finishes with an odious warning: be careful what you wish for, Max. Of course, Waters' only wish is for the country to return to some semblance of normalcy, where the public goes back to discussing the best ways to disseminate taxes and not the proper definition of what constitutes a cage. If Trump and his cabinet wish to be treated as humans in public, they should try employing empathy in their governing so that they may be recognized as such. Until then, kick them out of every restaurant, call them fascists, and make sure every waking day of their miserable existence is as anxiety-inducing as it is to live under their oppressive thumbs. They win when they successfully make us silent. Let's not roll over so easily.